no other startup can grow at this rate at this scale. My view on Canva, and it's $65 billion valuation. I prefer to talk USD. It's easier for me to talk USD.
49 US?
Is 42. So it's went from 32 bill USD to 42 bill USD in less than a year.
Yeah.
You haven't read my article, presumably.
Yeah. Is it live? I didn't realise it was up yet.
Yeah, that's a very likely story.
Well, I looked at the newsletter yesterday and I didn't see it on there, so that's why I wasn't.
Are you the kind of guy that often says to people, "Oh, I didn't see your message. Oh, I did the phone didn't ring. I didn't get your call." I can see that happening.
I think people know if I said that wouldn't be true.
It's good that you haven't read it, because I'm going to ask you this question. Okay. What do you think was my view on the $65 million AUD billion dollar valuation?
So the 42 billion US.
What do you think my view was on that?
I think you think it's cheap.
Oh, you're right. I said, well, but we should caveat that. So the reason I said I think
the whole Figma thing that we talked about a couple of weeks ago.
Yes. So
Figma has dropped off significantly now.
Well, Figma floated at US $33.
Yep.
Went to 122, fell back to 70.
Yep.
It's still worth $33 billion.
Yeah.
I'm going to
talk about this. You say how I say I think it feels like 1999. You say no, it's earlier. That is such 1999 behaviour.
Well, I've done now
something 4x and then halving all in the first week. That's so 1999.
Well, I didn't. When we were talking about Figma last time, I hadn't really looked at it. And so I was just going on what I'd kind of read.
Yeah.
But now I've looked at it.
Yeah.
So that's handy.
Yeah.
And so I'll tell you some metrics that might surprise you. So the first thing is I calculated, this is the numbers that
Figma or Canva?
This is Canva for a start. So Canva, I think they spent a long time growing their annual recurring revenue, which is basically at any given point in time, right, how much contracted revenue for the next 12 months.
3 billion. I'll get this
so now they're at 3 billion. You will talk USD. They're at 3 bill.
USD.
Yeah, in April.
Yeah.
They've been growing at 50% in the past. I calculated...
50% is incredible.
Well, my calculation is that they're currently growing at about 44.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And so I think they're probably close to 3.5 by now. So that's... I mean...
$3 billion base, they'll be catching Atlassian so soon.
So that is one of the world's fastest growing software businesses at scale. And...
Who's growing anywhere near that at scale?
Do you call $1 billion ARR scale or not? I would call that scale. Well, Figma's growing that fast.
Maybe just. That's probably the border.
So they're growing that fast. And there's some really good things about... People want to compare Canva.
Figma's an amazing business. Yeah,
so people want to compare Canva with Figma.
Yeah.
Now, that's a valid comparison
Figma's
for IPO purposes.
It's almost all enterprise.
Well, what I kind of learned as I was going... Let me tell you some metrics and I'll tell you what I learned as I was going through this. But it's actually very interesting and maybe it tells you...
both five letters ending with A.
It might be 1998.
So you were 1996 for you
I know,
weeks
it's
ago,
like time passes quickly. So Canva, people say the word unique when they mean rare. Yep. They say, it's quite unique.
Yep.
There's no such thing as quite unique. It's an absolute. Like, that person's quite pregnant. Once upon a time, I could have said she's quite pregnant. I don't even know if I can say that anymore.
I'm pretty sure only females can get pregnant. JK Rowling would not be happy with you.
So we can say... They're quite pregnant. See how I modified that? Anyway, you can't say that.
Say she's quite pregnant. Let's not take that away from women as well.
So you can't be quite unique. Canva is unique in the Australian startup landscape. No other startup can grow at this rate at this scale.
Not just Australia. I'm saying globally.
Yeah. OpenAI is growing faster than that.
But losing. If you're losing money,
now you're checking some other metrics. I agree. All right, but I'm just telling you.
You gave me
profitable growth. All right, but you gave me two metrics. Revenue, ARR size, and ARR growth.
But with a caveat as to you can't be burning money.
What other caveats have you got? You can't start with a C.
Easy to sell 90 cents, not $1 for 90 cents. Like,
forget that. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just telling you, it would be nice if I get one set shot before you move the goalpost. That's all I'm asking for. Okay. So I think they're about 3.5. And so if you do some, I guess, calculus, you would calculate that if you're growing at 40% ARR growth, consistently, which this isn't, it's slowed down.
We don't know that rule of 40 for Canva.
We can work it. I think I can work it out. But so if you're growing at 40% consistently, they're growing faster than that. But if you're growing at 40, at any given point in time, your trailing 12 months revenue will be about 85% of your ARR. That's just the way the maths plays out. Okay. And so I think their trailing 12 months revenue has to be probably around $2.5 billion USD.
Yeah.
They don't tell you profit or cash flow except to say we're profitable and we're generating cash flow and got lots of cash.
Yeah.
And so if you're growing 44% on the top line, we'll come back to what I think their rule of 40 is, because we'll use Figma
They also
as
don't
an
have that,
example.
but Canva don't have that many. I think it's like 5,000 staff, right? Maybe there's some Filipino staff as well, but I think there's 5,000 staff in Australia and the US, which is relatively small.
I'm going to tell you what I think their margins are, okay, in a second. But let me tell you that deal, by my calculations, is something like 14 times trailing ARR and maybe 17 times trailing revenue. I think the NPAT, like the PE equivalent of it, like multiple of NPAT, is north of 100.
Yeah.
But nobody cares.
Absolutely.
But probably 150, but nobody cares. Because it's 2025. No one cares about NPAT.
But they're making money, though. So it's not like some of the businesses.
Yeah, they're making money, but it's a secret how much, right?
And we talked about Temple Webster last week.
You don't know if they're making proper money. I think they are, but you're making an assumption by saying that.
No, you're right. But the difference is 44% growth is a lot higher than 20% growth. And they've been maintaining this for a number of years.
Yes. Any other truisms you want to share with us? Blue is bluer than red. How about that? That's a good one.